gonna give you three plays, prize. I'm gonna give you three props. I think one is specific to prize picks, and the others, we can use at the books and prize picks. But first, if you haven't liked, subscribe, go ahead and do that. That'll be greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get right into this. First prop I'm looking at is going to be the pitches thrown prop for Freddie Peralta, Milwaukee Bucks. Let's look at this a little closer. Let's find the game. It's going to be Atlanta versus Milwaukee, and we're looking at Freddie Peralta, and we're looking at his pitches thrown. Let's go down to the pitches thrown section in props.cash. Over his last 5, he's averaged 101.2 pitches thrown. Over his last 10, he's averaged 95.7. His prop for today is 97.5 on prize picks. Last game, he only had 93. Today, he's facing Atlanta. I do not like the matchup for him versus Atlanta batting, and I'm leaning toward the under on the 97.5. I think Atlanta can get to him today. So I'm leaning toward the under on 97.5 pitches thrown for Freddie Peralta. Second player I'm looking at is coming from the KC game, and we're looking at Alec Marsh. Let's go here. And we're looking at his strikeouts. The prop on prize picks for Marsh is 5. At the books, it's 4.5. He's pretty 4.5. He's a dog to go under 4.5. So let's look at it on props.cash so we can see it better. Alec Marsh, the line again at the books is 4.5. At prize picks is 5. We see a projection of 6.99. Let's go to Marsh here. You can see at the books, he's pretty heavy favored to go over 4.5. Under 4.5. He's a dog to go under 4.5 at the books. And prize picks are giving us 5. He's only had 3 starts this year. He's gotten at least 5 in 2 of those starts. And let's push this up to 5. And he had 11 in his last outing against Tampa Bay. He's playing the Yankees today. I like the over 4.5 at the books, but I'm really feeling a push on the 5 at prize picks. So I'm liking the over 4.5 that the books are offering, but prize picks, I would be careful with this one. If it comes back down to 4.5, yeah. If it goes up to 5.5, I would take the under. But on prize picks, I would be real careful with this one. But on the books, I think we're good over 4.5. The next player I'm looking at is Freddie Peralta. Let's pull him up here. And we're looking at his hits allowed. Let's go find his hits allowed. Let's find it again. So Jack Flaherty, let's go find his hits allowed. Hits allowed. The prop on prize picks is 4.5. And let's see what it is at the books. see Flattery hits 4.5 at the books also, with a projection of 5.44 hits allowed. Let's look at Flattery a little closer here. He's given up over 4.5 hits in 5 out of his last 10, so that's 50%. Last game against Chicago Cubs, he gave up 7. And let's look at the odds a little closer here. So we will get rid of this one and this one and just look at Flattery. So at the books, Caesars minus 131 to go over 4.5 hits. MGM, same minus 135. And minus 111 at Caesar and minus 105 at MGM to go under. Let's look at this a little closer. Let's bring in his pitching matchup. Let's look at his last 10. Again, 50% hit rate. The pitcher batter matchup is pretty even to me. I'm actually leaning toward the over on this one. The over 4.5 hits allowed. Let's see it. Let's look at his little historical matchup against the batters he's facing. Not too much action. I'm looking over here on the bottom right, on the right side here. Really not too, he's had 5 Ks against Cody Bellinger in 14 plate appearances. 3 against Tucker Barnett. Ian Hoop, he's had 2 Ks. Nico Horner, 2 Ks. Yan Gomez, 1 K. Christopher Morel, 1 K. He did get touched last game against Chicago, though, where he gave up 7 hits. And again, this is Miller Road. Last game, he only gave up 3 hits against Washington. That was back on 7/16. I think the pitcher batter matchup is pretty even here, except for the OBD measures how often a player reaches base, or in other words, how often a batter does not make an out. The team ranked first in OBJ leans toward the over, and a team ranked 30th leans toward the under. So as we can see, they're pretty high, ranked 8th. Yeah, and I'm leaning toward the over on this too. I'm leaning toward the over on 4.5 hits allowed for Jack Flattery. So let me know who you're going to go with. Let me know who you like in these players that I looked at today. The Freddie Peralta pick is definitely just related to prize picks. I really do like the under on that. Alec Marsh, again, prize picks are giving us 5, and the books are giving us 4.5. Definitely like the over on the 4.5, but on the 5 that prize picks are giving, I can see a push there. So be careful with that one. And Jack Flattery hits allowed. I'm leaning toward the over 4.5 hits allowed. So go ahead and like, subscribe. All those things would be greatly appreciated. See you on the next video.